Groovy.
Groovy. I'm going to do that every time I start one of these shows. So hello and welcome back to Small Screen Stories. This is the show where I go over all the news in the world of entertainment and pop culture. My name is Edward Lauder. I'm the editor of Small Screen. Where can you find Small Screen? Well, you can find us all over on the socials. You can find us at Small Screen Co. At Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also follow me if you wish at EJ Lauder, and follow our good friends all over, like Geekosity. Follow them at Geekosity Mag. Follow Sil Abdul at Sil Abdul Inc. and all those good guys. Follow TiVo at TiVo, I believe he is, at Lord of the Long Box. So basically, before I started, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We've got Colin in the chat. So he says, hi, yet another blunder in the Snyder Cut saga. I'm just waiting for the next big news about the movie files getting corrupted or something. Wouldn't surprise me at this point. Guys, if you would like to send me your questions and just little comments about all the stories I am going to be talking about tonight, there's a lot to cover. Because this show, I do these shows now on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and we do a big show on Friday where we get everyone in to talk about movies and comic books and things like that. So that's cool. I also sometimes do some spoiler stuff on Fridays as well. But we got Kazax in the comments as well. Hello, Kazax. He says hello there, and I've got my producer. James, who I believe is also watching. He will be coming in later on today, which will be really fun. And basically the big thing. My man. The big thing we're going to be talking about today is Zack Snyder Justice League, because we've only got a couple of days before it releases, and it's a really big deal. It's coming out on the 18th of March, I believe. We've got Chubby Teddy Monster Productions as well in the chat. He says hello, so hello to him. And I'm probably getting in the way of my producer. I'll let him do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Cocainum.
You see, this is why it's so good having a producer, because he gets to do all these little jokes, which keeps me on my toes. It keeps me on my toes. So what are we talking about today? Well, the main thing we're going to talk about, the main topic number one, is that Zack Snyder's Justice League was leaked. The first hour of it was leaked. It was on HBO Max. And this was something that I think many of us didn't see coming. Basically, what happened? Well, let's go over the story. So basically, everyone in the US that has access to HBO Max, over here we don't have it yet in Europe, but a lot of people tuned in to watch Tom and Jerry. And rather than Tom and Jerry, they had the rather nice surprise of watching the first hour of Zack Snyder's Justice League before it ended up getting taken down. And this is a problem because it was leaked. Who's behind this? That's one of the things we will be trying to kind of figure out today. I have been asking around, but I haven't actually got any official confirmation yet. But it's also the fact that it was Tom and Jerry, which is a kids' film. And say what you will about comic book movies, I don't think you can really describe Justice League as a kids' movie. It's a comic book movie, yes, but it's not really a kids' movie. It's like probably one of the most violent comic book movies you could get. And it's well, actually, if you're a member of the Geekosity Facebook group, you'll notice that that Mikey Sutton's been obviously got to watch the first hour of it, because he was dropping some little hints about what's in it and who's good in it. He didn't actually reveal any spoilers, which was good, because a lot of the problems around this is because it is a massive spoiler for people, and there are a lot of there are some rather naughty, let's call them, accounts that are leaking things, which is not cool. It's not cool to do that kind of stuff. So I have been trying to stay away from that. I haven't been leaking anything about the movie on the site. We just reported that it was leaked. We didn't actually say what was in the leak and what's involved in this movie, because this movie is probably going to be one of the biggest films of the year. It's gearing up that way. If you look at the analytics, it's doing really, really well in the analytics. So it looks like it's going to get a lot of people already subscribing to HBO Max just to watch this movie, I think. And it looks like it's going to do quite well. And that's really good. Kazakh says it was Hamada all along. Oh, someone has to do that. Someone has to do that video. Get like B-roll of Walter Hamada and put on the it was Agatha All Along theme tune and change it to Hamada. Yeah. Honestly, what is going on at Warner Brothers? This is the big question that I think a lot of people are asking. I noticed that well, there have been a lot of people commenting about this and doing videos about this. I would love to talk to some, you know, like some big fans of the DCU. I am a fan of DC Comics. The DCU, I've said this before, I haven't been like enamored by it, but I'd love to hear from the fan base what they really thought about it, because as far as I can tell, especially on Twitter, people are not happy about this. And people have been very, very against people sharing any information about it. I mean, I don't think, yeah, there's Zach, there's good old Zach. And but this also comes after the storyboards from Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, and Justice League 3 were leaked. So this is a bit different, this story, because basically the storyboards are of Zack Snyder's original plans for Justice League. So this basically means that that the storyboards we're seeing, or that have been released, they'll never actually really get made. They were the plans that Snyder had all along. He wanted to make Justice League and then a Justice League 2. Well, basically, he was making Justice League in 2 parts originally, and then there were plans to make 3 movies. So there'd be part 2 and then part 2A. And then you can go on the site right now. Actually, Guy Costi did a really good, that they wrote it all out for you guys. So you can check it over on either Small Screen or Guy Costi. Guy Costi very kindly let us use the same infographics they did for those leaks. So there's been a lot of leaks, let's say, from Justice League, but then again, this storyboards leak isn't what's going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's different. He's obviously taken elements of that and has really kind of he's obviously, because this is a 4-hour long movie that we're getting, he's used elements of those stories, but it's not exactly the same. Some things will be different. There's like a whole Lois Lane kind of love story with Bruce Wayne in those storyboards, which Zack Snyder said he didn't include in the final edit of the movie, so that won't actually be part of it. Yeah, and you can see the the link is in the comments right now to that particular article. Thank you to producer James.
Yeah.
But do let me know what you guys think about all of that. What do you think about these leaks? What do you think about Justice League, the first hour of Justice League being leaked on HBO Max of all places? Do let me know in the comments, and I will try and answer your questions. Anything you guys have. Who is responsible and who would be overseeing this between the folks? Emmerich will continue to work with HBO programming president Casey Bloys, I believe you pronounce that, on overall platform goals, and Sarnoff. So who's to blame? Who's to blame for all of this? Who's responsible for overseeing Toby Emmerich? So Toby Emmerich, if you don't know, is the head of Warner Brothers. Casey Bloys, I believe he's there. Yeah, the head of programming at HBO. So then I can't remember all the names, because basically, if you go over all the names in the hierarchy over at Warner Brothers, it's a mess. It's a complete mess. Ann Sarnoff. Now, she is head of Warner Brothers. I can't remember what she is head of exactly. But then there's Walter Hamada, who's head of DC Films. So it gets very, very confusing. Of course, we've spoken about this in the past, like what's going on at Warner Brothers. So lots of other people have done very good videos on all of that. I think there's one particular YouTuber that people don't like me to mention who she did a very good video on that. So I will mention that video. If you can go and check Grace Ranolph's video on the hierarchy at Warner Brothers, it does explain things pretty well. But
Wow.
I like promoting other people's work if it's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's who's responsible for this? Well, I think it's probably like an intern that accidentally put this out. It's like a file, they dropped in the wrong file somewhere. I don't think this was deliberate. And so it was addressed in minutes, 240 plus minutes. What are you talking about? Is that the actual length of the movie, 240 minutes long, of Zack Snyder's Justice League? It was addressed in minutes.
Yeah.
Our producer's saying yeah. So it was, I mean, the whole thing is strange. I mean, people, I suppose the memes that I was seeing was that it was Hamada all along. I don't think Hamada leaked it. I don't think Hamada, I think it was just an honest mistake. I'm going to be completely honest with you. There is like a joke account on Twitter that pretends to be Warner Brothers and releases like apology statements for basically everything. They're quite funny. And they said that they're doing an investigation and the person that was responsible has been sacked. So that's not the case. I saw lots of people retweeting that, saying that this is official. Yeah, I don't think there's any conspiracy going on. I agree with you, Carol. I think it's literally just an honest mistake, probably from someone quite low in the pecking order, that like a programmer or something that literally just made a mistake. Because of course these are all files now. That's literally. I mean, I know from experience. I used to work at a cinema, and this was like literally the minute everything went digital, and you just get sent these files, which is what the movies are on. There's no more film in cinemas, so it's very easy to put on the wrong movie, and it happens all the time at cinemas. So it's probably something very similar with a streaming platform. Like, I mean, I know for a fact that people like Netflix often has problems when they release everything. That has happened in the past, that the wrong thing gets released at a certain time. But I mean, they've got better at it. That was a while ago that kind of stuff was happening. Other things that happen, that tends to happen, like with what's been going on with Disney Plus, is that people can't access the actual streaming service because there are so many people trying to watch a particular show. And recently it's WandaVision. Every week people have had trouble trying to get into Disney Plus to watch WandaVision because so many people are watching, and it's a servers issue. Now, if anyone shouldn't be having server issues, it's Disney, because they've got enough money to pay for more, to get more servers. So yeah, I just think it's funny that it was Tom and Jerry was the film that they kind of, because it's not a kids film. It's Tom and Jerry's a kids movie, and Justice League is very much not a kids film. So yeah, Kazakh says Tom and Jerry and Justice League. I can't see the confusion there. They're very similar films. Yeah, so Code Error 39 is that famous error. I think that I mean, my producer, I believe what he's telling me is that's the error that comes up on Disney Plus, but he can elaborate on that a little bit later on.
What?
Obviously not that. I don't know what he's talking about. But do let me know what you guys think in the comments about all of this. We will go into a bit more detail about all things Justice League in a bit, because it's coming. We already know people are getting invited. I think it's on Monday. There's like a premiere. We haven't been invited to it because, it's for the fans. It's for people that have been desperately trying to get this movie made for so long. So actually, one thing you could do is, I really do think Sil Abdul should get an invite to this, because if there's any channel that's been talking about this for a very, very long time, it's Sil Abdul's channel. And yeah, and I don't think he's been invited to the premiere yet. So that's something that we should probably try and get going. It's something that I really want to get going. So it's I really do hope that happens, because he's a lovely chap, and he deserves that. But do let me know what you guys think. There's Sil. There's a picture of Sil, quickly screenshotted by probably my producer. Moving on, Man of Steel 2 starring Henry Cavill is reportedly coming to HBO Max. This is a big story that actually comes from Geekosity. So if you go and read their article, go and read Mikey's article on it, he's basically saying that this is where it could go. It looks like at the moment this is where they're thinking of taking it. And he also says in the article that doesn't mean it won't have a big production budget, that actually, on the contrary, it will have a big budget. So it also means that Henry Cavill's not done playing Superman, which is great news. That's really, really good news. So there's been a lot of discussion at the moment about Henry Cavill, which I'll go into a bit later on. Some of the Henry Cavill stuff, which is it's big what's happening with old Henry Cavill. But it seems as though he is not done with Superman, and there are discussions at the moment about doing a sequel to Man of Steel, which I still think is the best DCEU movie that Zack Snyder directed. Not the best DCEU movie as far as I'm concerned. Which one's? I think I can't remember which one I put above that. I think was it Wonder Woman? Probably Wonder Woman. I put above that, maybe.
What?
Yeah, well, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, James. It's good. It's a good movie. It's a good film.
Yeah.
Probably Aquaman is up there as well. I did enjoy Aquaman. I think it's a fun movie. I think it's a really fun film. So yeah. What do you guys think about Henry Cavill returning as Superman in a Man of Steel 2? It's something that a lot of people have been asking for. I know a lot of people that really want to see this. I know Sil wants to see it. I know Film Gob is very interested in that as well. Some other YouTubers. I'm pretty sure a lot of people online are very, very interested in seeing Henry Cavill return. So it basically means that there'll be Henry Cavill Superman, and then there'll be Calvin Ellis as Superman as well. So potentially, it looks at the moment. So this is actually another story that John Boyega and Michael B. Jordan are two of the names that are up for that role, which I think is perfect. That either of them would do a brilliant job. We were told quite a while ago that actually John Boyega was talking to Warner Brothers about a future DC Comics role. So it sounds like it was for this, which is really cool. And I hope that happens. I think Michael B. Jordan is quite busy. I know a lot of people would love to see him do it. I think he might be slightly too busy for it because he's got a lot going on. He's directing Creed 3. He's finished the Tom Clancy film he was in, which looks great, by the way. And he's got loads of other stuff. He's producing the Static Shock movie and possibly directing that as well. So there's a lot on his plate. Kazakh says that John Boyega is some lazy casting. Interesting. I mean, I like John Boyega. I'd like to see him in more stuff. I think the one thing about John Boyega is that I think he's kind of done with franchises after Star Wars. That's the one thing I'd say about him. But it does look like he's one of the choices. So if you think that's lazy casting, I don't know. I think he's a really good actor. Personally, I think he's a really, really good actor. But I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Right, moving on. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was that it looks like, and this is another. Actually, what I'll talk about now is the exclusive. So I'll talk about the exclusive that I was alluding to earlier. And Kevin Feige thinks that Boyega would be a great Calvin Ellis. I agree with you, Kevin. Obviously, he has some clout, so he knows what's going on. But anyway, the exclusive is that we were told that Henry Cavill is talking to Marvel Studios about a secret role. So this was told to us by someone reportedly close to Marvel Studios, saying that they are having these discussions at the moment, and which is already pretty exciting. I'll get the article up. And so what they told us was, so it actually comes from Daniel Rickman. His sources told him that Cavill was in discussions with Marvel. And then so we went to our sources and they said Rickman's sources are correct. Henry Cavill is talking to Disney about a secret role. Disney about a secret role. He's actually in conversation with Marvel Studios for a secret MCU role. So that was like the added bit of information that we were told. I think what Rickman was told that he's talking to Disney. That Cavill was talking to Disney. So this is something that I've been really, really excited to see a particular character come to the MCU. So, and I think a lot of people made the same kind of leap when we posted this, was that he'd be up for Captain Britain. The only issue with that is that I'm playing Captain Britain, so that's going to be a problem for old. No, jokes aside, I think he'd make a brilliant Captain Britain personally. It was then reported by Daniel Rickman that Henry Cavill's asking for $10 million for the role, and people are like, oh my god, that's a lot of money. And actually, as far as Marvel actors go, it's actually not that much. It's actually kind of mid-range. So I looked into how much they get paid per movie. And so Robert Downey Jr. Reportedly gets paid $20 million per film. And then you've got, so he's like, he's no longer part of it. Colin says I could be Captain Britain Jr. Thank you very much, Colin. That's very kind of you. I mean, you know, I did ask Kevin. He said that that the papers, that the contract was already sent in the mail, but probably lost in the mail by now, because I still haven't received them. And I also said I'd do it for no money. And now I'm hearing that Henry Cavill's asking for 10 million. I feel like I've made a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't play that role. But yeah, I think he'd make a good Captain Britain. But as I was saying, so Robert Downey Jr. gets roughly about 20 million per movie, per MCU movie. Then you have like the lower tier, and that's like the Chris Evanses, the Chris Hemsworths, the Scarlett Johanssons. Apparently, they get 15 million. And then apparently below that, then you get the rest, which is like 8 million, around 8 million. So like Paul Rudd and people like that. So him asking for 10 million is kind of like it's like the kind of going rate to be in a Marvel movie nowadays. So it sounds as though that's kind of legit. I think you'd ask for more personally. I mean, he's now a really, really big. No, he's a well-known actor thanks to The Witcher, and it looks. Kazakh says getting Superman and The Witcher at once worth 10 million plus. You're right. I think it's worth more than that. I think it would be a massive, massive draw to get him, and then recasting Captain Marvel with Cavill. Now, I think that's a reference to a joke. It was a slip of the tongue in a previous episode.
Yeah.
I said that Henry Cavill was playing Captain Marvel. That's not the case. Brie Larson still has that role. And apparently Kevin Feige says that I need to check my mail. Apparently it was sent. So I'll have to talk to my postman. Maybe he's signed the contracts for me. But yeah, it's a cool story. I really like that. I would love to see Henry Cavill become part of the MCU. He's really busy. So he's got The Witcher at the moment. So he's filming that. And then after that, it looks like he's going to be, well, probably back as Superman. He's also reportedly signed on for a Mass Effect trilogy. Whether or not that will happen, I don't know, but it looks like that will do, which would be pretty cool. And then after this, if he's in Marvel as well, the guy's never gonna have to work again. He's gonna make so much money. But I don't think it's all about the money for him. I think he just really likes playing these roles. And he's a big, like, already he's a video gamer. He's a gaming nerd, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's also a comic book nerd. It sounds like he is. Especially when he talks about Superman. So
Yeah.
what do you guys think about that? Would you like to see him join the MCU? Do let me know in the comments below. Right, moving on from that, and moving on to WandaVision, but specifically Evan Peters. So I know a lot of you probably were watching WandaVision and were a bit upset by the reveal that Evan Peters wasn't actually the Fox version of Quicksilver, that he was actually just some guy called Ralph Boner. Yeah, it was a Boner joke. It was not good. I did not like that reveal personally. I thought it was really kind of weird, but it looks like Mikey Sutton has the insider knowledge. And so Geekosity Mag says like and subscribe. That'd be cool if you could do it. If you could like and subscribe. And they also say yes, Cavill for the MCU. Good on you guys over at Geekosity. And this is actually, as I said before, another Geekosity article that I'm talking about. And that's that. Yeah, so it does look like Evan Peters is going to be returning. And he's going to be returning apparently in Doctor Strange 2. So this comes from Mikey Sutton. So he's saying that it's not done, that the character arc there's still a lot more to be discovered about this character. And he's actually saying that it's possible, from what he's heard, that actually Ralph Boner is the FBI informant, which would be kind of interesting. That would be really interesting, I think, if that were the case. And so there's a lot more to his to his whole character arc than we thought. Kazakhs in the comments says, "What kind of Boner is this? The worst." Boom, yes.
Cocainum.
Yeah, it wasn't a good reveal. So I really do hope that there's more to his character. Why would you bring back Evan Peters? Like the guy, I mean, I know I've heard that basically Aaron Taylor Johnson just did not want to come back, which is probably one of the main reasons why they decided to bring Evan Peters back, because he was very much up for it. But it's just disappointing, and I know a lot of people were disappointed by this, and I completely understand. I was as well. I was really hoping that it was going to start the multiverse. Kevin Feige, yeah, you got a lot to answer for, Kevin. WIP protection from a parallel universe. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's gonna. I think there's gonna be something different with his character. I really hope there's more to it than just him being called Ralph Boner and being like a stoner, basically. It was weird. The whole reveal was weird. That bit of the episode I really didn't like. I was hoping for a bit more from that character. But yeah, Kazak says it was to subvert. To subvert expectations. Yeah, it said Ryan Johnson style. I heard a lot of people saying that it was kind of a Ryan Johnson reveal. That it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I can understand people saying that, and I kind of get it. I do get that. I think it kind of was that. Even though I actually quite liked Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Right, on that bombshell. Moving on to Doctor Strange's WandaVision cameo was reportedly cut from the movie. So, what? Sorry, not the movie, from the show. So this basically means that this was actually revealed by, well, it was revealed by Daniel Rickman, but it actually makes sense when you look at what the director, Matt Shackman, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, the director of WandaVision revealed. He revealed that the show was originally going to be 10 episodes long and that they ended up cutting it down. So what Rickman is saying was that originally they intended for Benedict Cumberbatch to cameo as Doctor Strange in WandaVision to kind of tie that over and into Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. But they ended up basically shortening the series. They made it down to 9 episodes. Originally it was going to be 6 as well. Like they had 10 episodes planned, and then they wanted to bring it down to 6, and then they said, actually, no, let's make it 9. So that it was kind of all over the place. And then basically, in the end, they decided not to put Doctor Strange in it because they felt it would kind of detract from the story they wanted to tell in WandaVision. Yeah, as James is obviously very upset about that. He's very upset that there was no Doctor Strange cameo in in WandaVision. But it's like, it's one of these things. It's like, then I was asking around about this, and people that I'd actually spoken to before about other Marvel projects were saying, yeah, that's true, that Benedict Cumberbatch had actually agreed to be in it, and they were gonna film it, and then they just decided when they kind of did some rewrites, and they were like, actually, no, let's not do this. Let's just keep it more. Let's keep it. Just more focused, basically. And so I kind of understand why they did that, but also, I mean, I was really expecting to see Doctor Strange at the end of this, just to tie it in into Doctor Strange 2. I thought that would have been quite fun. Instead, we had 2 pretty cool post-credit scenes, actually. The one with, I thought one was stronger than the other. I thought the one involving Scarlet Witch was actually stronger than the one with Monica Rambeau in it, which I thought that one was a bit weak, actually. I really liked the Scarlet Witch one at the end. I thought that was pretty cool. But I would have much preferred to have seen some Doctor Strange, and a lot of people thought that he was going to be in it, which is a shame. But we do know that Elizabeth Olsen is going to be playing Scarlet Witch in Doctor Strange 2. That's been confirmed, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Do keep the comments coming in, and I'd love to answer your questions. Right, moving on to, let me just get the next bit up. Yeah, so Tom Holland reportedly wants to play Spider-Man until he's 50.
Wow.
I'll just drop that bombshell on you guys. Yeah, that's a long time to be playing Spider-Man. Interestingly enough, Robert Downey Jr. actually said that he hoped that Tom Holland would be done by the time he's 37. So there's, a bit of a difference in ages there, but apparently Tom Holland just wants to keep on playing Peter Parker. He loves playing this role so much, even though he's basically said he's going to take a year off. So I believe 2022 probably he won't be filming anything. The guy's been working solidly now for some time, so I kind of understand that. But no, it seems as though he wants to be playing this role for many, many years to come, which is very good news for everyone that was a bit worried that he wouldn't be playing the role when, the whole contract thing was up. But then Mikey revealed that actually, no, he's going to, they've worked something out. Actually, I think Tom Holland himself also revealed that they've worked something out for the future Spider-Man films. Kazakh is saying, lol, okay, he won't. He'll get too expensive way before that. You're right. I think you're right about that. He'll get very expensive. So it does seem as though he's renegotiated a contract for another couple films, and apparently it's like Robert Downey Jr. level money. So it seems as though he is going to get more and more expensive, and it's no wonder that he wants to play this role until he's 50, given how much money they pay him. But it really does depend, I think, on a whole. I mean, are we still going to have these films when he's 50 years old? That's a long way away. I mean, personally, I hope we do, but I mean, maybe not. But then if you look at the ages of the other actors that are involved in the MCU, especially like Avengers Endgame, a lot of them were in their 50s. Most of them were in their 40s, but you know, the likes of Robert Downey Jr. and I'm blanking on who else. There were a couple that were over 50. But I mean, it seems as though actors now can play these roles for longer because they're keeping themselves so fit. But yeah, I think Kazak's, you're right. He'll get very expensive, and it'll be very expensive to keep him. So he might not be around for that long. But I think he'll be around for another couple of years at least. Right. Moving on from that, and another actor that is desperate to play his role for a long time is Paul Bettany. Said he wants to play Vision forever. He said he'd be in for that. And I'm not, you know what? Actually, Kazak says MC is like a full benefit government job plus paid millions. Yeah, you are right. It's getting to that point now, because there's no such thing as permadeath in the MCU, as we found out with Vision and WandaVision, because obviously White Vision is going to basically become Vision again, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen. And it looks like Paul Bettany knows this, and Paul Bettany's going to get to play he's going to get to play Vision for as long as he wants, basically. He said that in an interview with Esquire, he said he'd love to come back to play him, and Kevin Feige says, plus you get in great shape and get the Hollywood hair. God, I can't wait to be part of the MCU. I really cannot wait, Kevin. Right. Moving on from Paul Bettany, because I don't want to spend too much time on Paul Bettany, because the guy trolled us. And I think a lot of people are kind of annoyed with Paul Bettany, to be honest, after he said he was going to work with he got to work with an actor he'd been wanting to work with his whole career. Turned out it was him. Cardstock says, hey Cardstock, how you doing? How you doing there? Do let me know, like, again, if you've got any, I'm going to be we are going to be answering your questions about Zack Snyder's Justice League, because that's kind of the big thing that happened this week, was that whole leak. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments about that, do let us know in the comments. It'd be great to hear from you guys. And so Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire confirmed for Spider-Man No Way Home, apparently by Twitter. So what? I'm really basically Twitter was
What?
Yeah, Twitter was offering to write bios for people, and Spider-Man No Way Home's official Twitter account said write as. And they basically said, so what did they? I'll have to get this up now because I don't have it up. So they basically confirmed that it was going to star Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. And I mean, it's kind of one of those funny little stories that I think it was a cheeky kind of social media manager over at Twitter thought that'd be funny. So they wrote hashtag Spider-Man No Way Home, starring Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield, only in movie theaters this Christmas. And it got a heck of a lot of likes and retweets and comments. And actually, interestingly enough, nothing from Spider-Man Far From No Way Home. So what does that mean? Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure they're going to be in the film. Yeah, I know. John Travolta might be confused about this, but they're going to be in the movie. They're going to be in the movie. It's not going to be a big role. They're going to have like very small cameos, I think, in the film, because again, this whole thing was only finalized a couple months back. That if they were bigger parts in the movie, those roles would have been locked in a long time ago. But no, I think they're almost going to be throwaway. I think they'll be in there'll be more of them in future films. I think at least that's what I've been hearing. But do let me know what you think about that in the comments. Are you excited to see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire come back as their versions of Spider-Man? Do let me know in the comments. Yeah. Moving on, another exclusive. So this was a big one, and this is one I was working on for quite some time, and I'm actually really excited about it. So basically, we were told that the Warner Brothers is desperate to get more Harry Potter franchises off the ground, and this actually comes from, I think it's let me just check. So it comes from one of our sources, but actually it stems from Jason Kilar. So he's the CEO of Warner Media, And he was talking to Morgan Stanley Technology and Media Communications Conference, so a very boring conference, one of those boring conferences they do all the time. But he actually revealed a bit too much. He said, there's this little thing called Harry Potter, which is one of the most beloved franchises, and we're incredibly thankful to be able to partner with J.K. Rowling. And I'd argue that there's a lot of fun and potential there as well. So he said this, and before he said this, it had already basically been revealed that they're doing a Harry Potter series, which is really cool. It's coming to HBO Max. That's going to be huge. But they're not just doing a series; they're also doing more films. So this was, which isn't surprising. It's been a while now since we had our last genuine Harry Potter film. I think a lot of people are a bit fed up with those Fantastic Beasts movies, and I think Warner Brothers knows this. I was actually told that Warner Brothers is desperate to move away from that franchise. They had plans to make 7 films, I think, 7 Fantastic Beasts films. But after the whole Johnny Depp thing, I think they just want to make this one and be done with it. Again, it depends how well it does, but they also want to start making other movies, and movies that are more tied directly to Harry Potter. And one of those films is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So if you don't know what that is, that's fair enough. You probably haven't seen the stage play. So actually, it is a stage play. I still haven't got to see the stage play, even though I'm a massive Harry Potter fan. I have read the script though. So the script was released before the stage play was started. So it's in the West End, and I think they also do it in Broadway in New York as well. So this is what our sources had to say. They said Warner Brothers is currently developing a movie version of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. They're also looking to get the original cast back, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson. Watson is apparently proving difficult to convince. Warner Brothers sees huge potential in this property thanks to the popularity of the stage play. This might end up replacing the Fantastic Beasts franchise, which Warner Brothers is keen to end after the 3rd movie. So that's all the stuff I was told. This is pretty big. The fact that they're doing this, to me, it makes perfect sense, because Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, if you don't know, it's about Harry and so Harry, Ginny, and then Hermione and Ron's kind of children when they're at school, what happens there. It's not set 19 years after Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, so it's towards the end of their time at school. And it involves a lot of it's basically a time travel movie, time travel story. So if you think Harry Potter meets what's it called, forgetting the name now, Back to the Future, it's kind of a bit like that. It's really cool. I think it's a really, really cool story. And the story was actually written by John Tiffany and Jack Thorne, so it wasn't written by J.K. Rowling, but she does kind of own the rights to it. So they're doing this. This is a thing that they're doing, and it makes perfect sense because it's a story that's already there. It's a story that people are familiar with. It's a story that people like. It's a really, really successful stage play. It would make a really good movie, but it would be one movie. The thing is, I think the pull for them is the ability to this would really if this were to be. The only way this would get made is if they basically are able to bring back the trio. So Daniel, Emma, and Rupert. So as I'm hearing that Daniel and Rupert all go for it, they're just pay us. It sounds like Emma Watson is the one that's proving difficult to convince, which kind of makes sense because it was reported that she's going to be leaving kind of the whole Hollywood life behind. Then her publicist said that's not true, but I'm hearing that actually it is true, that she just wants to take a break. And the thing is, this kind of needs to be done now. Yeah. They've got a couple more years left. They've got some time to age up, but it needs to be done pretty soon. Right, when Emma Watson is stepping back from acting, great job, Warner Brothers. It's not like they could recast her. No, they can't recast her. There's no way they could recast those roles, which is why they're basically desperate to get them back. Hello to Bridging the Geekdoms podcast. Great guys over there. And people are writing. So yeah, it's really it sounds like it's happening. It sounds like the linchpin for them is securing Emma Watson. She is I think she's getting married soon. So, and apparently she's planning a family and stuff like that. So there are reasons why she's not keen to do it. It's not just because, it's not like they can just throw money at her and she'll do it. She's, it seems as though she wants a change in lifestyle and she wants to just spend some more time to be with her family and enjoy being married. And that, that's completely understandable. Right. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. One of the things that I think we should do now is bring in James. If James wants to come in, I believe he is. Is he ready? Is James ready? I did kind of. He's not ready. Oh, he is ready. Here he is.
Give me 5 minutes.
I'll give him 5 minutes. All right, I'll give him 5 minutes. But basically, what I'm going to do now is go over some of the news stuff, some of the TV news stuff. So I did talk briefly about WandaVision. One of the things I wanted to talk about was actually the news that Hal Jordan is going to be in the Green Lantern HBO Max series. So this again comes from Mikey Sutton. It's almost the Mikey Sutton show, just without Mikey Sutton. I've got parts of Geekosity on the show. But basically, it looks like even though the HBO Max, this is the HBO Max Green Lantern show that's being made by Greg Berlanti, and it looks like Jeff Johns is also part of it. Yeah, sad. Oh, hello to Reese. Hello, Reese. How are you doing? Reese is in the comments. That's great. And basically, what's been going on? Well, basically, one of the
Hello there.
hello there. One of the names that hasn't been mentioned in this Green Lantern show is Hal Jordan. One of the reasons that Mikey said that is the case is because they're kind of holding Hal Jordan back, but also a bit worried about Hal Jordan. So they're holding him back for what? Well, for the Green Lantern Corps movie, by the looks of it. But also one of the reasons they're holding him back is because of the disastrous Ryan Reynolds movie that, it was Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan was the character in that. But this is what Mikey had to say about this. Sources revealed that Hal Jordan is a character they will lead up to. After all, Sinestro is Jordan's arch enemy. It's like having a DC superhero movie with the Joker, but minus Batman. Jon Stewart is being seriously developed for the DCU, so that might be why he's unlisted. So I think, as far as I'm aware, so yeah, the Green Lantern characters they're going to be focusing on are Simon Baz, Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Kilowog, and Alan Scott. Excuse me. So these they're like younger kind of Green Lantern characters from all different parts of the universe. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember which one is the human character. Maybe Alan Scott. Maybe I think it might be Alan Scott is the human character. But it's like this Green Lantern show is going to be huge. It's a Greg Berlanti production, so he did the Arrowverse stuff. So it looks like he's moving away from Arrowverse and onto this sort of stuff. Oh, Greg Berlanti. People in the chat don't always like that. I've heard DC, so even some DC fans not like Greg.
Yeah.
That's weird. I think he's done a great job, but that's.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
This is basically my producer loves making little jokes, and one of the jokes he loves making is about Greg Berlanti.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Oh god, that just reminds me that Al Pacino wasn't in WandaVision. Oh man, that's so disappointing. I really thought he was going to be playing Mephisto. Weren't there rumors that Reynolds would return for the Snyder Cut originally? As he mentioned in an interview way back, I'm sure he'd love to work with Zack on a project. Oh, Colin's such a tease. He's such a tease. He teases you with that. Oh man, how are you, Sil? How's Sil?
I'm doing good. I gotta check my mic here. It's been okay. All right, we're good.
It's all good. All
right, great. As long as you say it, I'm good.
Basically, well, actually, before the show, I was trying to start a little online campaign, social media campaign, to get you invited to these Zack Snyder Justice League premiere.
Oh no, don't do that. I mean,
oh man, you should.
Well, I mean, obviously it'll be cool. It will be cool to see it. Next Monday instead of waiting till Wednesday night, basically. So I mean, it's not a big. I mean, it's a big deal, but I was waiting to see more of like the veterans of the fandom get their invite, and so I think Film Guy finally got an invite.
Did he finally get one?
I believe he did. And there's a few other people that I was kind of waiting to see. So as long as they make it like really, I really would be okay waiting 2 more days. Like I'm not losing.
apparently, Gigosty emailed Deborah Snyder for you.
I appreciate it. Like,
we're trying. We're trying to get you in there.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when I sent that email and I'm gonna give a little spoiler here to Kaz and to Reese and I guess Colin. But I sent that email. I forgot that I didn't change my name back from Kevin Feige for when I do the YouTube comment.
That's
Wait.
So I sent an email to Deborah Snyder and Cruel Films with Kevin Feige's picture from Kevin Feige requesting to have. So hopefully that gets her attention.
Oh man.
Or she discarded it immediately.
Yeah.
I doubt that.
I appreciate you trying to really. I do appreciate people saying that. It's just like I said, I would rather see a few more people go before me, and you know, I'm going to see it. I'm still hyped to see it next week. So
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to ask you is, what do you think about all these leaks? This weird HBO Max Tom Jerry leak. The people tuning in to watch Tom and Jerry and then watching an hour of Justice League instead.
Wait, doing what? I'm sorry, I was reading the chat.
Yeah.
But what'd you say again? I'm sorry.
No, about what did you think about all the leaks that have been coming out? The HBO Max Justice League leak. People sitting down to watch a family movie called Tom and Jerry, and then getting Zack Snyder's Justice League instead.
Well, my first thought, I was like, "Damn, I should have watched Tom and Jerry the other day." That was my first thought. And then it's like it does. It does look kind of fishy, so I do get it as far as from the fandom. I do get, you know, I put nothing past Warner Brothers incompetence, or I affectionately call them former bros. So I can see them messing up like this, right? But I do believe just what I've kind of gathered and people I talked to is it was more like a gating issue. This week the Snyder Cut is they're sending out screeners for the Snyder Cut, and like, as you know, like with gating, I mean, the simplest example, you gate something like you need a subscription to watch it. Like it's all digital now, right? So someone gated it a screener, I guess, the wrong way, and that's how it was under Tom and Jerry. So failure.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Like I mean, we were talking about like Warner Brothers doing everything to botch the release of this movie, and it's like then this happens, and it's like, Reese, all the kids that watched the first hour of Justice League now have a chest full of hair, even the girls. Oh god,
that's hilarious. Now I will say people saw the whole movie. I know the report is an hour. I heard it from enough people. People were able to watch the whole movie. Many people.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh god.
Yeah. They were able to watch the whole movie.
So Colin says, I think more than an hour leaked, or different people had different hours they saw their opening scenes. I glimpsed as well as scenes towards the end. Wow. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought it was like the first hour, because a lot of I have seen, like, I know Mikey was talking a bit about what he saw, basically saying that, you know, he wasn't leaking anything. He was just saying that, like, Batman was cool, that Amber Heard's mirror was cool in it. Like, she has some cool scenes. So, I mean, it's all actually, everything I've heard is really positive.
Been a lot of positive stuff.
Yeah, a lot of positive stuff.
You know, which is it's a two-sided thing. It's like, as a fandom, we want, I'm speaking from the Snyder Cut fandom, we want as many people as possible to see this movie for it to be, like, you know, logged and analytics. And so it kind of sucks that a nice chunk of people got a chance to really see the whole movie. But on the other hand, it has been overwhelmingly positive reviews.
I think that's good. But there have been a lot of accounts suddenly made that were trying to leak stuff on social media, which I saw. And Bridging the Geekdoms podcast says the leak was very suspicious. I unfortunately saw things I wish I didn't due to social media. So
I've been staying off Twitter like the last couple of days, actually. As soon as I heard about it, I was at work, fortunately, yesterday when it happened. And then I was like, I'm not even going to jump on for a while. You know, I probably jumped on and retweeted you or something. That's it. I'm staying away.
I mean, it was difficult for me because I was like, I don't want to hear anything that's happening. I mean, I know it's technically a movie that we've seen already, but really it isn't. It's not. It's a completely different thing. So this is one of the reasons why I think. I mean, I was like, no. We're gonna. Actually, I'll be honest. James wrote that article, not me. I think I was asleep.
Yeah.
That was a good article.
It was a good article, yeah. So James wrote that up for us. So he might have seen some spoilers. I don't know. My man. So as it says in there, we will not be talking about leaks here or in the chat, but we are talking about the leak, but not specific leaks, if that makes any sense. So Reese says, I think this was planned.
Like I said, I'm only, again, I can only go off who I talked with and what I trust in the information. My first inclination was, yes, Warner Brothers, they're up to their Looney Tunes shenanigans again, right? Like this is what they do. But I was told it literally was a gating issue because screeners, are Looney Tunes. That is a classic WB. But yeah, screeners are going out this week, and someone literally gated the wrong. They put it in the wrong gate, so to speak. I mean, because we do got to kind of realize too, like Tom and Jerry, like, is that really? If someone wanted to intentionally leak this, are you really going to pick Tom and Jerry?
Well, it's the other big movie. It's the other big movie that they just released.
I'm just saying, like, I would have picked like one of their popular Max originals they got going on right now. I'm just saying, if you really want to get it out there, Tom and Jerry, I think, has done well with a pandemic box office. But as far as the streaming numbers, I don't know if they really have that engagement. So I'm just saying, that's just me. Like I said, my first inclination, I'm all for the conspiracy. If you see my channel, I'm all about the conspiracy. But just from what I was told, someone just kind of pushed the wrong button, basically. Yeah,
I mean, Colin in the chat says, I'm sure an intern got fired.
I had a whole stream planned for this too. Like, I scrapped a whole stream because I was all like the whole Former Brothers update. I was going all in on it, and then I talked to some people, and I didn't do the stream.
So you don't think it's like a conspiracy? I never thought it was. When I saw it, I was literally like, it wasn't planned. It really wasn't planned. I really again, Geek Costume, if it was planned, it's great publicity.
Well, yeah.
It is, but
it backfired. Like, then, if Warner Brothers wanted to mess it up, it backfired.
Yeah, but it would be like, it literally be the dumbest thing to do on Warner Brothers' behalf. They're supposedly quite a professional company. I wouldn't expect them to be like, what, we're going to release this and also, what about the people that made Tom and Jerry? They must be like, oh, come on, guys. Like, seriously, it's still like the movie's done really well. Like, people really seem to like that film, and obviously a lot of kids wanted to watch it.
See, that's a Warner Brothers. That's part of the Warner Brothers 2021 slate, Tom and Jerry. I'm saying, if Warner Brothers wanted to kind of like, cut in on a film, I don't think they actually would have cut in on one of their 2021 slate films.
No. Oh my God, we got Mikey Sutton. Mikey Sutton's with us.
Mikey's going to deny everything I said. He's going to deny.
How you doing, Mikey?
I saw a party going on, and wanted to join in.
We're not talking about. We're talking about the leaks, but we're not giving any pointers about the leaks or what happened, or even saying it's good.
Yeah, so we're not. Heads up. Yeah, we're not actually discussing what was in, because I think you've seen it, most of it, Mikey, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Because I've been seeing you teasing some stuff.
Are we in a self-implemented gag order here, or do we start spilling about what we saw?
We're going to delete the tape as soon as we're done.
Yeah. Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to work out whether this was planned by Warner Brothers or just an intern that made a mistake. What do you think, Mikey?
It is planned. I mean, it has to be. It has to be. I mean, you would think that they would, of all the security measures they would have, it should be prominent among the projects they have on their streaming channel. I mean, like, oops, I don't believe that for a minute. No, I actually, this kind of goes hand in hand with what I've been saying the whole time about, Hamada and Emmerich wanting his project to die on the vine, and I firmly believe this is an act of sabotage.
Oh, well, for me, it'd be a bit of a weird thing for them to do, though, because
it is weird. It is weird, but at this point, I'm not putting anything.
It's Warner Bros. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know?
But it makes the thing that I look when I heard about this, I was like, well, this makes HBO Max look bad, because it's like the streaming service, you know, it's going to be one of the biggest streaming services in the world.
Yeah.
And the fact that this happened, I mean, I was talking to some people. They said, oh, apparently in the early days this used to happen on Netflix quite a lot. But I mean, I wasn't on Netflix in the early days, so I don't know. When I think it was Daredevil was when I joined Netflix. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, I was talking before about how, for instance, I used to work at a cinema, at a cinema chain in France, and we used to get sent files, and often, you know, more often than not, we'd end up putting the wrong movie on the screen because the files got mixed up on the computer, and it's that it was that easy to make a mistake like that.
But the difference is, there's only like a couple of you inside the theater. There's hundreds of thousands of people involved in the program, and they're all monitoring this. Like, why did they take them 2 hours to take it down? First of all, like, oops, we were taking a nap during the time. I mean,
that was weird.
You know?
So, Mikey, did you hear that people really saw most of the movie? Actually, it wasn't just an hour. Did you hear that?
2 hours. 2 hours was shown. I'm like, it took them 2 hours to put out a fire. That makes no sense. I mean,
it's a good preview.
If you're watching network TV, sometimes like the CW used to have this problem, like the signal would conk out or something, right? Yeah. And like it's like 2 minutes, like 2 hours of the film fly by, and so also I heard about this too, because I have no technical knowledge whatsoever, but anybody could have fast forwarded that movie and ripped the whole film.
I maybe I don't know how. Jesse James says, but it's like, this is why I wanted to talk about this specifically tonight, because I genuinely think this is one of the strangest stories I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, same here.
Yeah, because it's like it's literally Zack Snyder's Justice League, and everyone knows that Warner Brothers wants this film to die.
They do. Can it get any more obvious, right, than this? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, unless Agatha Harkness took over the network for 2 hours, you know, like, play a prank on everybody. But nah. I mean, if it was like 5 minutes, okay, a mistake. But 2 hours went by, and like, oops, like did they find out through Twitter or something?
They had to.
It must have been Twitter.
We weren't monitoring our own network. We just saw it on Twitter. Like, oops, you know.
Yeah, I think that's how they found out, Mikey. Like, they literally was like, "Oh shoot!"
On Twitter, like what? Well, what were you doing the whole time? Like popping champagne? Oh, we leaked it off. You know?
I used to have a job where like every 30 minutes I had to kind of like just push a button.
Right.
And so, like, if I fall asleep, like it's like the tapes are all over the place.
Yeah,
it's like it's like just wake up, push the button.
You see this cliche in so many. There's this cliche you've seen in so many crime films where, okay, the security guard walks past that perimeter every 30 minutes, right? Like, they don't have that kind of protocol on HBO Max, right? Like, check your own streams, you know, like.
Crazy, man.
Honestly, Lords of the Long Box says, who's this Mikey Sutton guy?
Hey, I just have one quick question.
No, it's never quick, Tebow.
James has been saving that clip for so long. He wants to use it when Tebow comes on.
I just have one quick question.
I just have one quick question, and then it's like 5 questions. All right, Tebow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I am reminded of something that happened a couple of years ago. Now, I think also intentional, was the Age of Ultron trailer that leaked on YouTube. Remember that? It leaked like a day early. Then all of a sudden, a day later, Marvel Studios had this tweet like, "Oh, it was Hydra's fault." Then they released the actual trailer.
I know, I remember that. I do remember that.
And that was intentional because, come on, Hydra did it. You know, they were trying to get some social media thing going, but 2 hours of a movie, like
Hydra, Warner Brothers, see,
like Silk could have like a party at home, like watching with friends for 2 hours.
I told you, Mike, I was like, man.
Cocainum.
That's such a long clip.
It was a long clip.
I told you, Mikey. I was like, I would have loved Yeah, okay. I would have loved to.
This is worse than the Sony. They weren't even hacked. Okay, they can't even blame it on anybody. You know.
But you don't think they were hacked because there were people saying that they'd been hacked.
No. I don't think they were hacked. No, if they were hacked, they would have gotten the whole movie. So.
Yeah. Colin says Joss Whedon snuck into the server room. That could be something that happened. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. Although I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's allowed.
On, though? There's like third generation copies now. And they look. The Martian Manhunter looks really bad because of. Oh, should I have said that? But anyway.
He's leaked. You see, the minute we get Mikey on the show, he starts.
But I already saw some people like complaining about things and like, okay, I get it. You want to get some negative press for this footage out there.
But Sil and I were talking about how actually most of it was positive. Like most of the talk about this movie was positive, like from what people had seen.
As far as like general reviews,
also from you, Mikey, I saw lots of positive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I did like what I saw. Now, the Martian Manhunter, the CGI looked dodgy. But then again, the quality of the video wasn't great.
That's why I heard that.
James is so worried about leaks and spoilers.
I like the Mephisto scene.
We love the moment that Captain America turned up, but then all of a sudden Henry Cavill was Captain Britain, and that was like the best moment of the movie.
I did hear though, the video quality. I think that was a big problem with whoever grabbed the video and shared it.
I mean, they knew it was going to happen. That some people are going to be recording it off their phones. It's going to look terrible, and people are going to think the film is terrible.
Right.
You know?
But it is a problem because it's. Well, I actually think it's genius marketing. I think if it was deliberate, and it's like Warner Brothers thinking, oh, we'll do this, and then this will tank the movie. Actually, no, it's done the other thing. Like this is now trending on Twitter. People are even more desperate to see this movie than they were before, and it's probably ruined kids that all over America that just wanted to watch some Tom and Jerry fun.
Well,
Kazak says Jeff Johns was the intern.
It could be worse. It could have, shown like some kind of sex movie instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Clint says, I think
which
they did it on
happened
purpose.
before, by the way. It happened, I think, in the 90s or something. It was like some kids show that actually showed porn during that time.
I mean, that's back in the 90s, though. It's just 2021.
You think could have gotten better by now, right? But
yeah, they're still making these mistakes.
I have to say, though, I was really surprised when Ralph turned out to be Martian Manhunter. That was really shocking. But
so Clint says he thinks they did it on purpose. I heard rumors that they leaked they had leaked that they were going to fire Amber Heard just to see what the public would do. I don't know if any of this is true, but it sounds fishy to me.
Oh, fishy indeed.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think that's the case. I mean, it's one of those things. I just think it shows what a mess Warner Brothers is, or Warner Media specifically. It's just they don't have it locked. We have all these leaks coming out anyway from Warner Brothers. I'm going to be honest. I get a lot of people contacting me about Warner Brothers stuff specifically, and it's like, guys, stop! Like, you got to stop. You have nothing coming out of Marvel for most of the year, and then all of a sudden, people are very, very chatty about stuff that's happening in Warner Brothers. Kevin Feige saying he leaked it. There you
go. The real culprit.
Yeah, and I just think this is a pretty big story. I think that's why I was very interested to get your guys' opinions on it.
I have asked around, and people are afraid to talk right now. So, which to me, well, by not talking to me, you're already telling me something happened.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, that's a cover-up.
There's some kind of cover-up going on by not talking to me. Like, okay, here's how I see it. These executives, when they get off from work, or they get to work, I mean, they're going to lock their cars. Okay, they can lock their car, but they can't protect their own streaming channel. I mean, come on.
That's right.
I do find it weird that it was on there for 2 hours and no one took it down. I think that's really strange.
Were the security watching it like, oh man, I'm really digging this. I'm like, oh wait, we should have.
Yeah, this is watching it. Yeah.
Actually, What happens when they took it down? When you're watching it, what happens? Like, did it just stop and you couldn't watch it anymore? Or was there like an error message?
Or did it morph into Tom and Jerry? You're like, oh man, where's whatever?
Yeah, I had to restart it. Yeah, like there's a little error code.
Error codes. Yeah,
had to back out.
Zack Snyder's Tom and Jerry.
Apparently, Reese saw the film. He's giving his take of the history lesson in the film.
You're gonna have a whole generation of depressed children now.
I'm looking at the comments. Reese says Jeff Johns is sleeping with an intern in the server room, and he hit the switch allegedly. This is getting.
Maybe like a rat did it, right? You just walk inside the stream.
Oh well, yeah, very good. Like
that could happen, Mikey, right?
It happened to Ant-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's the same rat, right?
Yeah, the same rat. Or save the world. And
saying hi to Kitsuka 1992 in the comments says I watched about 10 minutes and stopped and went back to Tom and Jerry. Okay, and then
if this was done to create a social media buzz for the network, what they would have done is release it officially today, right during the statement, right? I mean, so unless they're really in the security is that piss poor, or is it sabotage? I'm sorry. Throw on the Beastie Boys song, you know.
Sabotage. Let's go and release a Snyder Cut. Just release it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be actually that would be pretty cool if they then just sent like we just released the Snyder Cut. Just drop it. We just released it.
Drop it out of nowhere, right? Like boom. Here it is. Yeah. Just right now. Oh man, you know, everybody's like jumping into the computers. Right?
Hey, yeah, see. But
instead, you know, I'm finding an endless array of people like moaning about Cameo Man. You guys don't want to. You have to call Cameo Man, right? Like, the CG on Cameo Man is not very good, and like Batman's cracking jokes, and like okay, it's not helping you guys,
To be honest, all I want now is to see this movie. Like I was really excited to see this film, but now I am so desperate to see this movie. I don't know where I'm going to get 4 hours to watch it. I'm going to be honest. Like that's going to be difficult.
I'm gonna find 8 hours.
Yeah, I know it's still, you got to watch it. Like, isn't it like 5 times or something?
I'm watching back to back before I even talk about it.
Steele's gonna take the Snyder cut illness that day from work. Can't go in the work today. I have a Snyder call.
I've got a direct question. How close are the deal Cavill to MCU? It's getting very close. It's getting very, very close. 10 million is the price he's apparently set, and which is not much. It's actually quite low. He'd get less than Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson because they're on 15 million per movie, so it'd be less than them, which is kind of interesting.
I'm happy for Cavill. Like if he gets because he's doing a lot of things, right? So to fit in a MCU role, I'm happy for him.
Feige is licking his chops right now. Like I want to steal Superman from you guys.
Well, it's been disastrous for me because of course I was sent the contract and everything, had it all signed, and then was told that it's null and void. Cavill comes in and takes.
Now we're friends, Edward, but I will pick Cavill over you too.
Seriously? Are you serious? Wait.
I just wonder if Christopher Nolan is out there. Like, first, you want my movie on HBO Max. You can't even protect it on HBO Max. Right?
Oh man, this is a joke.
Yeah, I think it is pretty much nailed on that Cavill will be playing Captain Britain at some point in the MCU. It seems as though that's the role that they want him for. Again, even though it was offered to me, I'm gonna do this until people plead me
until it's confirmed.
Until Comic-Con's back. And then, you know, there's a small screen booth or something. We're doing a show. All of you guys are on it, of course. And then I'm like, guys, I've got to go for like 5 minutes. And I'll just go over to Hall H, and I'll be like, it's this guy. And then everyone's like, who's that guy? Britain. Yeah, hi.
We were doing a scoop jam, and I had the Henry Cavill scoop, Captain Britain. And I was like, there's only one person I know who should be doing this in a scoop jam.
But you know, the funny thing is, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the guy that is playing Shang-Chi, he literally... I can't remember his name. I feel really bad. But he actually just said on Twitter, I want to play Shang-Chi. And then they eventually got that down, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes, that's Simu Liu.
Simu Liu.
I actually acted with him in a short Tomb Raider fan film. And when we were bored, we were waiting for our scene to be shot, so we grabbed a camera and we shot an action scene between him and my cousin. It's pretty cool. It's low quality. I have it on YouTube. Maybe I'll show it Friday night.
Yeah, I saw the footage. It's pretty amazing. I was like, wow, you work with Shang-Chi, dude. That's pretty damn awesome.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So I just want to say, Eddie, in the chat, you got to ask how close is the deal for Lauder to MCU, which is pretty damn close.
Or you don't have to. You don't have to.
You see, I'm getting so much support from everyone apart from Sil, and I'm doing so much to like promote Sil. Guys, you got to go on to social media and get Sil to be invited to the Zack Snyder premiere, and he's just shitting all over me, man. It's unbelievable.
That's a little preview.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Exactly. Something ain't right.
That's a preview of our team ups, Edward. Like this is, this is going to happen. If I'm not fighting TiVo, I'm picking on you.
Okay, so we got some more questions. Chloe Bennett in the CW. They're no Quake a secret. So actually, Chloe Bennett has literally just been cast in the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, I'm just writing the story right now.
Yeah, which is pretty big news. So I'm not sure. Really, what's happening there? Whether she's chose that role because nothing was happening at Marvel, but it does seem as though she will be back as Quake and Secret Invasion, which is really good news. But we have to wait and see on that. I'm hoping she will be because I think she's great as Quake.
And you can wait for Mikey's article too in about 20 minutes after the show is over, and it'll be up.
Yeah, it's already finished.
Did you notice the sirens when James came on? They're obviously they're coming for him.
They're coming for me to.
It's like his entrance music.
The truth is, James leaked the Snyder cut for Sil to watch.
Yeah,
I mean he
Yeah.
filmed Shang-Chi, so I believe he leaked the Snyder cut.
Yeah, I think he leaked the Snyder cut. Here we go. The Snyder cut leaked by James in Brooks, Alberta. Oh, sorry, I've revealed where James lives. Oh, no.
Man, I bet somebody out there has the whole film.
It's got even longer, that clip, James. It's gone even longer. What were you saying, Mikey? Someone has the.
No, I bet somebody out there has the whole. Has the whole week.
Yeah, someone definitely has it. We got some more questions. Cisco in the comments says, so if Cavill is cast as Britain, then would he still be a Man of Steel 2 on HBO Max per Mikey's reports? Mikey, I think that's a yes, isn't it?
Well, yeah. No, I get the thing with the streaming channels. There's a kind of flexibility in the scheduling there.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the fall, winter, spring TV schedule of 26 episodes or whatever. I mean, there's flexibility. He's Superman. Come on, he got a super schedule. He can do it.
Yeah, he could do it. You could do both. Like, isn't Jimmy Woo still in Aquaman 2, possibly?
Yeah, I believe so.
And he, he was just in WandaVision, and I don't know if
he can do DC and Marvel.
I mean, you can do. Yeah, I know it's a conception like that. We can't like both, can't look at both, but no, Cavill, he can do both Superman and MCU.
Sorry, I just seen a comment. This one I have to show it. Edward for Toad in X-Men. Reese, you're a dickhead, man.
What?
He takes that as a compliment, Reese.
Oh man, I can't believe it. You come on my show and you just all over me.
I will say in Reese offense, he does it to everyone. Like he literally does.
I love it. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
Reese is hilarious.
Hey, Edward, have you gotten any response from readers or viewers like, okay, man, you told us Ultron was going to be in here? 'Cause I'm getting all this flack about, well, where's Mephisto, you know? And, like, patience.
You never said Mephisto would be in WandaVision, so you know.
You know what I got a lot of flack about something was Ultron, because I was told that Ultron was going to be in it.
You know, he probably was, but there's so much they cut out. I mean,
well, this is the whole thing. I was asking about this because I was like, dude, you know, you told me this was happening, it didn't happen, and apparently it is because they had these 10 episodes planned and cut out a load of stuff, including apparently a Doctor Strange cameo, which they cut out.
Your initial report was actually correct, Edward. The 10th episode, the director of was it Shackman?
Yeah.
He confirmed that they had 10 episodes planned, and because of pandemic and all that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff got cut.
Yeah.
It
was a lot of factors.
Yeah,
and
but they basically streamlined the story.
As they were changing as they went along. So
yeah,
a lot of stuff that we heard from pre-production. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. And a lot that I heard too is that again, this project was supposed to be like towards the first quarter of Phase 4.
Yeah,
and ended up being the first project of Phase 4, and so they didn't want to put everything kind of in it that they had planned before because they had to still set up some stuff. You know,
I was also told that that Kevin Feige doesn't want too much to be revealed in the TV shows, because he's still worried about people watching the films that haven't watched the TV shows.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. It makes sense that they had a lot of stuff planned. They were probably going to do all of it. Then the pandemic hit, and then Kevin Feige was like, actually, maybe let's not reveal too much in the TV shows and keep it to the movies.
So the Sears is kind of like the setup, like it's like the Prestige. Like you kind of show your hand a little bit, but then like the payoff is the film. Like go pay your money to watch the film. It's smart.
Okay, before we go on to keep on, I just want to Eddie Gomez in the chats. Sorry, not Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige, go away. Seriously. He said, okay. So Eddie Gomez was asking about any update on a new Harry Potter movie. I did talk about this before. Is that they're doing Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So you can go and find that article over on small screen. But I just wanted to, because he keeps on asking about it. So I just wanted. So the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a stage play that's on in the West End in London and Broadway in New York. It's really good, actually. There's a script. There's the play you can read. It wasn't written by J.K. Rowling. It was written by two other guys. I forget their names now. But it's set 19 years after the events of Deathly Hallows Part 2. And it's about the kids. It's about all their kids. And there's a lot of time. Ooh. There's they jump around in times. They do time travel stuff. It's a bit like Back to the Future meets Harry Potter. It's really cool. The stage play is apparently incredible. I still haven't been able to see it yet because it's always sold out. But it's brilliant, and that's what they're doing next. Apparently, Emma Watson is the reason why it hasn't been officially put into production, because she's proving apparently difficult to get on board.
Oh, just CGI her face. That's all. Throw it on someone.
Yeah.
Let's get this done.
It's okay. They're gonna leak it anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Zack Snyder turns involved, so they're not gonna leak it. So.
No, they like Harry Potter.
Exactly. Okay.
Well, I was also told that they want to stop the Fantastic Beasts franchise, was what I was told, after the next film. So it looks like they're trying to kind of phase those films out and start some new films with the original cast coming back. So
you know what they should do? Have you ever read Books of Magic by Neil Gaiman? From like
no, I haven't.
There's a character in there that looks like almost exactly like Harry Potter, and it's before Harry Potter. So I wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know J.K. Rowling ever. I don't want to accuse her of anything, but
a lot of people can accuse her of stuff.
Not that I would do such a thing, Walter Hamada.
No, they love. They interestingly enough, they haven't distanced themselves away from her. So that's quite interesting. Let's go back on. So Cisco says Reese perfect casting. So people really want me to play Toad. Obviously, in the X-Men, that's going to be a thing now.
What?
Oh man,
we got another question from Rodimus1. If you could you can put that up, James. I'm done taking over my own show. Are there any plans to bring back Liv Tyler's Betty Ross to the MCU?
I just have one quick question.
He hasn't turned up. I thought he was going to turn up. You know,
I love the chat.
I thought he was going to turn up.
You're like a morning show. You realize that?
Yeah.
You're a total morning show.
Oh man,
I guess is this a Mikey question? Because I don't have a.
I haven't heard anything about this. I wanted to know if Mikey had.
I haven't heard either. So
okay, I mean, she really has been put to the wayside, to be honest. Yeah. Tyler,
it's part of Ed Norton.
Yeah, she was, but she still is technically Betty Ross, and we do know that there's going to be what's his name? Tim Roth is coming back. So he was in the Edward Norton film.
That is true.
Maybe bring back
She-Hulk for something like
She-Hulk's gonna be cool as well.
I know it's gonna be like what's from the Rick and Morty writer.
Okay. Yeah, guys, we got to stop this now.
I love that.
You got to stop. This has gone so wrong. This has gone from me going, I want to play Captain Britain.
So wrong.
To people being like, Toad, man, who played Toad in the X-Men films?
Man, get me on that one now.
I can't remember.
Ray Parker?
No.
James, you're muted.
I'm sure he was agreeing with you.
Ray Park?
Yeah, Ray Park, Darth Maul.
Oh, was it? Oh, God.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. I mean, maybe not too bad. Maybe not. If they pay me $10 million to do it, I'll do it.
It's all the prosthetics, you know. It's not, it's no shot against you. It's all prosthetics.
So, well, I suppose to round this off, where Mikey thinks that the Justice League leak was deliberate.
Play the Beastie Boys song, Sabotage.
Yeah, Sabotage. Everyone's now saying that it was Ray Park, Darth Maul in the comments. Yeah. All right. Well, then obviously the next one's going to be Edward Lauder to play Toad. That's what's going to happen now. That's the new thing.
What?
Yeah. I think we will never find out officially. I mean, unless WB will never admit to doing this. Maybe years later when Walter Hamada is gone.
I don't know. I'm honestly, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be gone for a while. Actually, I think they're going to try and keep Walter Hamada in that position for as long as they can. Even though I personally don't agree with it, but
I don't agree with it either. Yeah,
I give him to Aquaman too because his boy James Wan is making that. Once that's done, like 2023, I think Hamada's done. I think.
Yeah, you think he's done? You think he's going to do his contract and it's going to go?
Yeah, I think they're going to slide him. He'll still be, involved with, projects, but he's not going to be president of DC Films. I don't see it.
We got some more jokes in the comment, guys.
Here's a great poll. Here's a great poll question here for you.
Okay.
Who will last? Well, who will get fired first, or leave first? Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm, or Walter Hamada?
Kathleen Kennedy. I think Kathleen Kennedy is going to see it until. What's the film? Rogue Squadron. I think that'll be her last movie.
That's 2023, right?
23. I think I'll go at the same time. The same day. It'll be announced exactly at the same time.
2023 is going to be a pretty good year.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting year. The thing is, a lot of people don't like Kathleen Kennedy. I think she's done a pretty decent job, to be honest. I've said this before. I do. No, I genuinely do. I think. I mean, she did. The Mandalorian was a thing. I know a lot of people credit that to Jon Favreau, but she's still a producer. She's still a producer on it. Rogue One, I think, is a great movie. I think. I think Rogue One's a fantastic film.
Yeah,
I even like Solo. I think Solo's fine.
Oh, Solo's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie. So she gets a lot of shit. Like she gets so much, but I don't think she deserves it. Whereas, I mean, what has Hamada really done apart from produce some horror films? And it's the easiest thing to produce is a horror
James
film.
Wan's best friend. That's what he is.
There you go. And Kathleen Kennedy was best friends with who? with Steven Spielberg. I mean, that's but yeah. But then again, she did produce his movies. So
I give Kathleen Kennedy credit at the Investors Day. I think she put on a great show.
She did.
Setting up the future for Star Wars. I was more excited with Star Wars after Investors Day than anything, and so I give her that credit.
Yeah. I think she deserves credit because she's actually. I mean, Star Wars has still made so much money. I mean, I know Walter Hamada's films. They're like smaller budget movies that he did before. They did really well, but it's an easier kind of area to be in, really, than like big blockbuster stuff, which doesn't always do that well.
Classic WB.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
We're getting some more jokes in the comment. Bridging the Geekdoms podcast, as I heard DC was looking at Edward for Condiment King.
with the Harley Quinn parent solo, right, Mikey? You can fit Condiment King in there somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
This is Small Screen Stories is basically turned into shit on Ed. Like let's see who we can bring in to. I start off really professional, going through all the stories, and then in the end it just becomes a complete utter shit show.
It's a free for all. Let's go ahead and shut up. Come on, let's go ahead and do it. Do it.
Oh,
show the cameo.
Oh man, seriously. But
I just have one quick question.
I keep on expecting him to turn up when you put that. I keep on expecting T.
His heart stops every time. Okay, it's a clip.
I know he's not going to do it.
Oh, I thought it was him.
Your mic isn't working, James. Your mic isn't working. It's not working.
Thanks for letting us know that, James.
Yeah, well done, James.
Birds of Prey is my all-time favorite comic book. I mean, I was going to shock people. The Gil Simone run, Chuck Dixon before. I have every issue. When I saw the film, I was like, "What am I watching?"
It wasn't Birds of Prey.
It's not Birds of Prey. I mean, and I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. She's great. I mean, she's wonderful. But what happened?
There are some great scenes in that film, though. I think the scene of Harley Quinn going into the police department was a really cool scene. I thought. I mean, Sil's shaking his head. He didn't.
No.
He was just like, no.
I did it subconsciously. I didn't even try to do that.
No, Birds of Prey. No. I think I put it pretty high in my list of DCU films. I know I got a lot of flack for that. So
I mean, there was some good parts of it, but yeah, I think Harley needs to get with the right creator, or I should say Margot Robbie. She embodies Harley Quinn.
Well,
Margot Robbie needs to get.
James Gunn is a perfect director for a Harley Quinn film.
Oh, that's going to be so
beautiful match. I mean, especially like what I said before, they want to have something closer to the animated series on HBO Max. I mean, he's a perfect director for Poison Ivy in there. Oh man, that'd be hysterical. I mean,
that'd be a hit. I want to say hi to DC. DC Talk with Extended. He's in the comment. He's in the chat. And then Reese is saying he'll be nice now. Edward for Iron Fist. I can't do that. I can't do that because I know Finn Jones.
We'll have to fight it out.
I can't do that.
I will vote for Edward as Iron Fist. You get my vote, man.
I know even less kung fu than Finn Jones did when he did those.
Actually, Edward, if you can't play Captain Britain, you can always play Union Jack. So
you know what? I mean that wouldn't be bad. I'd take that.
A deep cut.
Yeah, cut. I don't know whether they bring him in, but yeah, that would be all right. That would be all right.
A World War II Invaders movie, you know, you can.
See, but all I want is for what I want is for the MCU to bring in more British superheroes and not be like, okay, we're just going to hire all the English actors to play American superheroes.
Play British superheroes.
Yeah. Maybe we should get Americans to play British superheroes. Maybe that's what we should do. maybe Meghan Markle can be a superhero, play a British superhero. Yeah.
How many?
I'm bringing her into the chat now.
How many British Marvel superheroes are there anyway? And there's Captain Britain, Union Jack, Psylocke.
Yeah, that's about it.
About it.
It's Doctor Who, but I don't know if you'd bring him in as a superhero.
Pete Wisdom was British, right? He was in Excalibur.
Yes, he was. Yes,
Yeah.
And well, there's also, I suppose, King Arthur is technically also involved. So.
Yeah, there you go. So,
And what's his face? Merlin as well. If you go like do that, then they'll all be British.
They kept putting the fantasy characters in there.
Cisco says, "Who the heck is Captain Britain anyway?" These MCU
he's a cool character. Yeah, Captain Britain.
He's cool, but I have to say I haven't enjoyed the new run involving. I think it's Excalibur, isn't it?
I haven't liked any new Marvel run, so I'm a little biased.
Yeah, it's
I think the interesting part is in Marvel Comics, it was in Captain Britain where they first labeled Earth 616. It was Alan Moore. So it goes into the whole multiverse thing even. So there's some interesting roots there with the MCU. And pursue it right now.
Reese75 says Blade is English, which he is, but I can't play Blade because I'm not black. So no.
Silver Blade.
That doesn't stop studios these days. I
mean, already that's Mahershala Ali who's playing him, and Mahershala Ali again he's not going to be putting on an English accent for that role. I know that.
Tell you, but if they mess up that Blade movie by neutering Blade,
we know they're doing that though. We know they're doing that.
I'm not feeling that.
It's Blade's going to become your friendly neighborhood vampire hunter.
Wait, here's my question though. Is that final? Is a PG-13 decision final? I don't think it is.
I mean, it is.
I hope it's not, but I'm hearing it is. But I really do hope it's not.
Yeah, I think what Baggy is saying is to kind of temper our expectations just in case it is a PG-13.
Yeah,
but I think part of it too is to gauge the social media reaction to it. Hey, you guys like this idea? I don't think it's a final decision because if Deadpool 3 really blows up, like, well, we can release an R-rated film.
Well, there are rumors that Ryan Reynolds is not happy with Disney, so what's going on there? Yeah, that he's moved out of the Fox lot. Is that true? That's what I heard.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, well, there are a bunch of rumors about him not being very happy with Disney and Disney basically trying to water down the humor in it. And I've heard specifically that it's about Deadpool making fun of certain Disney employees in the movies, is what I've heard.
Oh yes, I want to see this film so bad.
Yeah, I know, and they don't want him to. I think it's
chasing after Kathleen Kennedy with a dildo lightsaber.
I can see that happening. That would be hilarious.
I mean, I'm Kazakh says MCU Blade will sparkle in the sunlight. That's a good one. I like that.
It's gonna be PG-13 and you're gonna love it.
Yeah, and it's oh man. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the show there because this has gone on for quite long enough, and I'd like to thank both of you guys for coming on. Why don't you promote yourselves? Tell people where they can find you all. Sil, you go first.
Yeah, I'll go first because I'm, let's see. This is my new logo from James. Actually,
I saw it. It's awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Pretty cool, pretty cool stuff. Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Like Soul Train in the 70s. I'm
telling you. And, so we're promoting this SillAbdul.com. I still have to update the site. Actually, I've been neglecting it, but yeah, this Thursday, going to have Mikey Sutton coming through for all things DC only.
Oh, you're going to ask me about that, the interview. I know you are.
Sorry, Mikey, what is this? What is this I'm hearing about you going on to other people's shows? You've signed an exclusivity deal with me. What is this? You're going on to Sill's show now.
But just DC only. Yeah, we're saving MCU stuff for you, but all DC. I may sneak in a couple MCU questions, but
where's my invite, Sill? Sill, where's my invite?
We'll probably bring you in like right at the end.
Again, I'm getting more shit in the comments as well. Edward for Blob is the new one from Reese75.
Reese is on the roll, man. But no, Edward, I never know like how late you're up. Like I would invite you every time, but I always think you're asleep.
I'm always awake. I'm always watching, always awake.
we have to come in and kind of update some of your exclusives because I do a small screen show as well. But this week is not about you, Edward. This week, Mikey said this Thursday, all things DC. I reached out to my Patreons and my Facebook group to put any DC questions y'all want Mikey to talk about. And actually, that Patreon link, it doesn't have the ink at the end. Just to let you know, James. But thank you. I appreciate putting it up there. So yes, all your DC questions. We're just gonna geek out. That's all. Just Mikey's gonna come through. Thank you, James. And geek out. At Still Abdul Inc. It'll be the Still Abdul Inc. channel. I do have the stillabdul.com channel, which is more encompassing everything. Still Abdul Inc. is the rebel. So so this Thursday will be fun.
And where can we find you, Mikey?
You can find me at geekositymag.com. I'm the editor and founder, and we have a Chloe Benz story that's popping sometime today.
Ooh.
And I got some more scoops coming, and we're going to be on Sill's show tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's going to ask me about my infamous Geek Culture Congress interview from last week where I accidentally spilled something I shouldn't have talked about.
I hear everything
about original J.J. Abrams' original Superman plan, which was it was so bad. Now, I don't mean the one from the 90s. I mean a more recent one. It's just and I couldn't believe I actually spilled it on the air.
I'm just
say like, oh no, Still's gonna hear this. He's gonna ask me questions about it.
Oh, my viewers are gonna love it.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
I'm gonna be watching. I'll be watching. Even if
Walter Hamada is not pleased.
Yeah.
Classic WB.
Okay, we got James really wants to show the Simu clip. Let's do it now. Then let's do it now.
Awesome.
You can follow Small Screen everywhere at Small Screen Co. And go and head over to the website, which is small-screen.co.uk. And follow me, EJ Lauder, as well on Twitter, and Edward for Cap Britain. Let's get that trending rather than all the other ones that you've been mentioning.
Cap Toad Britain.
No.
CaptainToad.com.
Captain Toad. I'll play Captain Toad. I'll play Captain Toad in a Nintendo movie. I'll do that. I'll do the voice. Right, roll the clip, James.
Hey, Shang-Chi, come on, let's go.
Hurry up.
Oh, man. That was badass.
How awesome was that, right?
That was really cool. Well done,
That's
James.
Super James. That's what I'm going to call him from now. That's Super James doing
It reminded me of the Zack Snyder Justice League leak footage.
Yeah.
It was inspired by the Snyder Cut.
Same quality.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That was really cool. PG-13
No, that was great. That was great.
That was so cool. That's a really good place to end the show, I think. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you, Sil.
And I'll probably be chatting to you guys again on Friday,
Thursday,
maybe?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Friday. Sil, are you down for a Friday show?
Yeah, we'll team up. We need a name,
We're coming up with names.
Yeah.
I've got James on the case for that. So
we're gonna have a Walter Hamada online Zoom party.
He's coming. He's coming. Walter Hamada's coming. Yeah, he's gonna show up. He's gonna turn up. Thanks, guys.
Make some footage on your show.
Hilarious.
Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Man.